What's up, fellow trap stars? So Eminem, as we know, fired quite a lot of shots at quite a lot of people on his Kamikaze album, which dropped about a week ago. Shout out to my man Bobby Shmurda. And today, we are going to be looking at every single rapper that has responded so far. I'll be telling you what they said and my thoughts on how they handled the situation. Some people laughed it off. Some responses were angry. Some were just downright weird. So this is CDTV Productions, there's my social media accounts, you can follow those, and let's get into this recap of every rapper that has responded to Eminem's Kamikaze disses.
I'm a drug addict, I'm richer than my professor. Man, fuck school, whole gang full of drug addicts.
Lil Pump was targeted on the first track of the album, where Eminem used his flow from Gucci Gang and essentially called him a Lil Wayne imitation, most likely because of, the face tats and the Lil prefix before his name. Pump didn't have too much to say about this, but he handled it alright. He responded with an Instagram comment under Eminem's post promoting the album, and he said, "Thanks, I deserve that," with a lovely little heart emoji at the end. Now this is Lil Pump, and it is just a comment, so it's hard to tell what the exact tone of the comment is supposed to be. Like, he could be incredibly sarcastic, or he just might genuinely not care, or maybe he does think that he deserves it. But either way, I think he has bigger problems to focus on right now.
How many niggas hold their heat like roll, sidearm, barrel, and mouth to blow your head out to the south?
God damn, this one is a throwback. Eminem essentially killed Ja Rule many years ago, and now I guess, as you could imagine, there's still quite a bit of tension there. Now, Eminem didn't actually have, like, a new diss for Ja Rule here, he just referenced the fact that he basically ended his career all those years ago, just to make the point that he could do it again if he needed to with someone else. So, Ja Rule's response came on Twitter, where he said, "Guess that Haley line must be starting to hit home." Well, in said line, you did suggest that Eminem's daughter, who was 7 years old at the time, would grow up to be, and I quote, "a crackhead slut." So I can kind of understand Eminem's frustrations here. Granted, Ja Rule did say this line way back in 2002, but Eminem is the type of guy that can really hold a grudge if you go after his daughter, especially, like I said, if she's 7 years old at the time. I honestly doubt that this one will escalate further, but it's interesting to see that Eminem and Ja Rule are still having a few shots at each other here and there.
And that little car go fast, and that little car goes on. That little bitch got a fat ass.
Now, Yachty wasn't exactly dissed on the album, but I thought I would include him anyway. Eminem basically said that he understands why people enjoy Yachty's music and not his own, essentially saying that Eminem doesn't enjoy it because it's just not for him. Like I said, compared to a lot of the other disses on here, it's actually pretty nice, and Yachty responded accordingly. In fact, Yachty was actually sad that Eminem didn't diss him harder. He didn't hear the track at first because people were just tweeting at him saying, "Oh, Eminem dissed you, Eminem dissed you." And when he found out it wasn't much of a diss at all, he said, "That's less exciting." I have to respect Yachty for this, honestly. He's an example of someone that handled this in an incredibly positive manner, and the fact that he actually wishes Eminem went harder on him is brilliant. I like what Yachty had to say about this. I think he probably handled it the best on here. Some other people didn't take this approach though.
I'm sick of you being rich and you still mad, let's talk about it. All of us single dads from the Midwest, we can talk about it.
So, Eminem called Machine Gun Kelly out for tweeting that his 16-year-old daughter was hot as fuck in 2012. There's the involvement of his daughter again. But there was also subliminal shots that Machine Gun Kelly threw at Eminem on Tech Nine's song No Reason, which came out this year. By now, most of us know how MGK responded. He fired back with a diss track called Rap Devil at Eminem. Now, to some level, I have to respect that because it is an incredibly bold move. Eminem is typically known as the guy that ends careers when it comes to beef just because his fanbase is so strong. MGK took a massive risk here, so I really respect the strength that it takes to carry those gigantic testicles. As for the actual diss track itself, I think it was okay. It started off flaccid straight out the gate when he kicked it off with, "Your fucking beard is weird." I don't care if he's referencing that line in Business, that doesn't really make sense anyway, and it doesn't make the line any less awkward. And we only ever really pick up to a semi as MGK brings up some good points about Eminem blackballing him from Shade 45 and calling his label about the situation. But A lot of the lines are just weak, childish insults too, and it stops us from ever getting fully erect here. It's an alright diss track, but you really need to come with more than that if you're going after Eminem. Now we just need to see if Eminem responds, which apparently he is going to do, and we just need to wait and see how hard he goes.
Bitch, you thirsty, please grab Sprite. My crib's lurking, don't die tonight. I just wanna dance.
We don't need to talk about this one for long, because there really doesn't seem to be much here. Eminem said, "If I press the issue just to get the anger out, Full Magazine could take Staples out," firing a shot at Vince for calling Eminem's BET cypher trash, a comment which, by the way, Vince said was taken out of context. Vince just responded to this by tweeting out the lyrics in which Eminem dissed him. Yeah, that's it. I don't really know what to say. It doesn't seem like there's much bitterness here at all, so I'm sure this one was never actually gonna be a serious beef in the first place. This one doesn't seem like it's gonna go anywhere. This beef, if you want to call it that, started in the dumbest way, with Eminem mispronouncing Antwoord's name. I think that's how you say it, on the song Untouchable. That's literally it. Antwoord called Eminem out for this, responding with a sarcastic video on how to actually pronounce their name whilst they mispronounced Eminem's name on purpose, and Eminem clapped back on the song Greatest. And on that song, he made a good point about how they're getting mad that he was just trying to shout them out. So Antwoord responded to this yet again with another video, which is just kind of weird, and it seems kind of ironic in a way, I guess, with Ninja, the guy from Antwoord, basically dissing Eminem with a freestyle, with lines such as, "You used to rap better on drugs," and "These kids ain't feeling your rhymes or your Botox." It's pretty funny, I guess, but I don't think it's anything that people are gonna take too seriously. This one never really felt like a legitimate beef in the first place.
Well, I ain't seen a staple gun in 30 years. Where did he find a staple gun? A staple gun.
Finally, let's look at the shots Eminem took at Joe Budden and how he responded. M's shots at Budden came on the track Fall, where he poked fun at the fact that Joe was pretty much a one-hit wonder, and even referenced his domestic abuse allegations during that line. Now, there was a big rift created between Eminem and Joe Budden after what Joe had to say about Revival, and this whole situation seems to have just furthered it. As you would expect, Joe responded on the September 5th episode of his podcast, and he had some, interesting things to say. Perhaps the most standout statement was when Budden claimed, "I've been better than you this whole fucking decade."
I've been better than you this entire fucking decade. You have not said anything for the better part of a whole fucking decade.
That's true.
Are we talking like music-wise, Joe? Because I think you're a talented rapper, but I would choose to listen to Eminem over you every day of the week. You know, saying stuff like Eminem has not said anything for the better part of a decade, it just doesn't seem accurate to me at all. It's not like every single Eminem track from the past few years has had no content whatsoever. Now, I would recommend watching the whole podcast, as I only covered some highlights here, and no matter what you think of Joe, he's pretty much always entertaining. Now, I really don't agree with what Joe thinks here, but I like the fact that this one is getting spicy, and this is one that I can genuinely see escalating further and further. Who knows, maybe Joe Budden will even come out of rapping retirement for this one. Well guys, that is going to be it for the video today. Thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to give a quick rundown of all the rappers that responded to Eminem's disses and, you know, give my thoughts on how they handled it. So let me know down in the comments below who you think handled it the best. Obviously, like I said, I think Lil Yachty handled it the best way he could. How many of these beefs, if you want to call them that, because not a lot of them are fully fledged beefs, but how many of these do you think will go further? Which ones do you think are going to escalate? Which ones do you think, you know, nothing's going to happen with? Like I said, my social media accounts are right there. You can go follow those. Please do. I want to get verified on Instagram and Twitter soon, man. And that's all I got to say for today, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. This is your man, CDTV Productions. I'll see you guys all in the next one. And I am CDTV Productions. I've already said that. Signing out.